Hey, Dr. Steve there. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Dr. Steve Spencer, and you're going to get more information. And today, actually, this goes for everybody. And what we want to do is talk about the steps to setting up an anti-aging plan for you and what's right for you as an individual, because not everybody has the same plan needed. And so balancing out mTOR versus autophagy is the key. And what mTOR is it deals with rapamycin and the stimulating of the cell to rebuild. So it's taking protein and repairing the cell. Autophagy is on the other end, and it's getting rid of the metabolic byproduct within the cell and then recycling the actual nutrients so that we can keep the process going. And when we get mTOR dominant and not enough autophagy, we have problems. And that's when we have excessive aging and cellular decline and disease. So the things that stimulate mTOR in this decline of age are IGF-1, which is growth hormone, actual hormones, amino acids, like in excess, like all the bodybuilders, we're guilty of it. We take in too much protein. Our bodies can't metabolize it all. We're stimulating mTOR like crazy. And so it can lead to degeneration and excess aging. We got xenoestrogens, so plastics. So, you want to stay away from all those plastic bottles that you drink out of or anything like that. And, filter your water. Make sure you do everything you can. We got high fructose corn syrup, B12, folate. So our actual B vitamins can stimulate mTOR as well. And so you can't always do that. If you take too many B vitamins, we could end up with excess amount of glutamate and actually excite nerve tissue and cause neurodegeneration, which leads to ALS, Parkinson's, and MS. So that's not what you're looking to do. It could be excess amount of iron. So if we don't get iron out of the cell, we can feed bacteria, and that could stimulate mTOR. It could be an excess amount of glutamine. Glutamine's a good immune booster, but it's not for everybody, because if you can't convert it to GABA, now we're exciting that nerve tissue again and getting neurodegenerative diseases. Pesticides, so like glyphosate, which is, I think everybody's starting to know what that is now and how it damages the gut and our nutrient absorption. That's another thing that stimulates mTOR. So we want to get to the balance of that autophagy, and we want to find the balance between the two. And cardio exercise and vitamin D and berberine are probably the three best things you can do to stimulate autophagy, and fasting, right? So not eating. So having that part of the day where we fast, that would stimulate autophagy. The cardio exercise would stimulate autophagy because it increases an enzymatic process called AMPK that releases triglycerides and helps us burn body fat. And, there's a whole lot of processes that happen with that are beneficial for us. So let's just say that we have an mTOR dominance, right? We want to come up with an anti-aging plan that, is great for us as an individual. And so I do this specifically in the office. I take your 23andMe test and plug it in with your genetic, or in a computer, and go through your genetic information and compare that with a lab test that tells me about your oxidation level and bacteria and fungus. And we comprise a system that's designed for you so that we're not out of balance, and you're not going to end up with, things like cancer, obesity, type 2 diabetes, depression, dementia, acne, accelerated aging, autoimmune diseases, autism, chronic pain. All these things are signs of overstimulation of mTOR, and we got to get that balance. And another reason you actually could know that you're aging is there's something called repifuscin, and it's this stuff that's in your skin, and it's those big aging brown spots. So if you have those going on, that's because of the buildup of stimulation of mTOR, and autophagy is not getting rid of that byproduct. So we definitely need to work on that before you develop an issue. And it has to be designed specifically for you. You can't just take a multivitamin and say this is good enough, because there's too many antioxidants in there. Again, like I just said, B vitamins are problematic. Glutamine is problematic. And so you can't just do that. You can actually suppress your immune system by taking too many antioxidants. So there's that balance, and we need to figure out what's right for you. There's no way in the world you can figure it out for yourself without understanding what to look at. We go through this process called nitric oxide uncoupling, and this is a chart. But basically what we're doing is we take in oxygen, goes to superoxide. Nitric oxide neutralizes that so that we don't convert it to peroxynitrate. It should turn into hydrogen peroxide. And then that hydrogen peroxide, using catalase, converts it back into water. And then we have some checks and balances in there, where if we make enough glutathione, we can neutralize that excess amount of hydrogen peroxide because we're not making enough catalase to convert it back into water and oxygen. So it's a cellular process that we're looking at, and we're looking for the things that are actually triggering that in our environment. If you want to ask me questions, you can message me on Facebook. Happy to help you. If you want to schedule an appointment in the office, just go to www.protouchrehab.com, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a good day, guys.